Hello everybody and welcome back. It is good to talk to all of you again today, and today I've got a replay from MrDeaf playing the Okhotnik. I'm sorry. Every single time I see the Okhotnik, it just cracks me up. I mean, there's just something so bizarre about the way the ship was designed. I mean, every time I see it in my own port, I laugh. Just, I mean, look at that. It's got 5 single guns on the rear, and it's got 2 in the front, and it's got 4 triple torpedo launchers. Every time I see the ship, I mean, in my own mind, I have this conversation almost about how the ship came to be, you know, many years ago in glorious Russia. The Tsar wanted a new destroyer, so he brought in his leading ship designers and said, I want a destroyer with a lot of guns and a lot of torpedoes. And the designers submitted very reasonable designs, and the Tsar's like, this is not what I want. Send him to the gulag. Get me someone who will give me more guns and more torpedoes. And finally, some designer, fearful for his life, decided, hell with it, I'm just gonna stick as many guns and torpedoes onto a little ship as I can. But okay, in all seriousness though, MrDeaf, playing on the big race map in the Okhotnik, goes south into the torpedo area, but no enemy ships come. Very reasonable move to go there, by the way. The Okhotnik is very capable of dealing with threats that go into that area if there are other destroyers. Her gun firepower, while I do joke about it as being an utterly ridiculous looking design, is quite good. Now, I've taken Okhotnik outside of the low tier battles. I've taken her into, you know, tier 7 battles, and her guns really can do a number on other ships. If you get all the skills like AFT and BFT and stuff like that, these guns are a little bit on the scary side for, you know, essentially tier 5 destroyer. Torpedoes at close range, no joke. If you get into an ambush position with an Okhotnik, you know, people are in trouble. Of course, low tier enemies even more in trouble because the concept of evasive maneuvers and WASD is a little bit on the foreign end here. MrDeaf gets himself into a reasonably nice position, no enemy destroyers around, pops smoke, and then starts opening up on the Yamail Batin. Now, the Okhotnik's 130mm guns, around 6 kilometers, I think. It's reasonable to use armor piercing. Maybe you can get some citadels, especially on cruisers with relatively light armor, the French and in particular the UK cruisers. So might as well start with AP and see if you can get some citadels, but yeah, the enemy cruisers decided to bail from here. So here we go, look at this enemy destroyer coming around. So many torpedoes. The Okhotnik is just so many torpedoes. If that enemy destroyer kept going, would have ruined his day. However, that salvo of HE, might have just told that destroyer not a good idea to be here, and that Mitsuki turns away. Okhotnik's guns, like I said, they do pack quite a punch. Enemy Wyoming still AFK, burning away. So MrDeaf says, alright, I'll take that, thank you very much. Go in there, pop a couple of shells at him, and oh, not dead yet, almost. Looking for other targets as well. Nope. Attention back to the Wyoming. I did manage to get 1 shell hit there. Smoke's almost about to run out. I think a little bit more. And there we go. Last salvo onto that Wyoming here. And there is going to be first blood right there. Alright, so with the cruisers all here and the destroyer here as well, and nothing really big to shoot at, I think MrDeaf is going to start changing locations, move from here to a slightly better position. The Okhotnik, it's pretty good against battleships, I have to say. A lot of guns, a lot of HE spam. You get some pretty good damage. However, against cruisers, not always great. The Okhotnik is a little bit on the sluggish side. I mean, she's a very long ship, mind you. A little bit on the sluggish side, so sometimes you don't really want to tangle with cruisers all that much, and especially, by the way, if you get up to the slightly higher tiers where you get up tiered, with the Okhotnik, you definitely don't want to be engaging cruisers, but you should go after big, slow battleships because, yep, with your HE, there's a lot of HE, by the way, you can get some pretty good fires and some pretty good damage. Of course, if you can get them in ambush position, oh, the damage is sweet. Because the torpedo launchers, because they're also triples, they also do reload pretty quickly as well. So not only are they, not only do you have a lot of them, they also reload at a pretty good rate. Alright, continue to fire some more shots at the enemy ships. But MrDeaf here, I think, is looking at his map and he's seeing an opportunity. Look at where the enemy battleships all are. They're all in the north. They're all in a nice big group. So if the Okhotnik can sneak into a very good position and pop off an ambush, all those battleships are in trouble. And coming from the direction that they're coming from, there's not really all that much room there, right? So this could be a very good situation if the Okhotnik can get there in time. And while the Okhotnik isn't the fastest ship in terms of raw speed, on a small map like this, you pop speed boost, you're still zippy enough to get from one point to another. Although how a ship like this gets to this kind of speed is another story altogether. Anyways, well, the other thing is, and I guess this has something to do, of course, with the ship itself, is that on bigger maps, so when you get up tiered, so when you're fighting like tier 7 battles or tier 6 battles and you're on those bigger maps, the speed issue becomes a little bit more severe. But on maps like this, not really a problem at all. Alright, so taking cover behind this island here, still having vision on those enemy battleships as they approach, so setting up the ambush. I mean, those enemy battleships are likely to make a move onto this cap, so MrDeaf is just gonna sort of camp behind this island and wait for them to get into the very scary range, which is inside the range of the Okhotnik's torpedoes, and then he's gonna make a move then. Continues to reposition a little bit. This time it's coming out a little bit more, and I guess he's just waiting for the enemy battleships to run into him. I mean, the closest one is still about 6.5 kilometers away. Oh, okay, so Okhotnik pops smoke, gets spotted, and this is, well, this is what happens at like tier 4 and 5. You deal with people who are, I'm not going to use the word blissfully unaware, but blissfully unaware. I mean, the Texas is a little bit more alert. Starts to take some kind of, I think, evasive maneuver. I think, yeah. You can tell he's starting to turn a little bit more bow-ins, trying to be a little bit more defensive, but look at the Ishizuchi there. WASD, what's that? My A key, I don't know where that is. Derp, dead. Alright, devastating strike, 5 torpedo hits. Okay, look at the torpedo reload. Almost done. Almost have another set ready to go. I mean, that's the scary thing about these ships. If you get into this torpedo range, there is a very, very big price to pay. Look at the Texas. Dodged the first one, or most of the first one, but herpaderp. WASD keys not found. And so yeah, you can figure the Texas is gonna eat a bunch here. He's dead. Koenig ate a bunch, dead. There's the double strike, and that leaves one, the Nassau. And of course, MrDeaf is going to rush the BB with a Russian ship, because that's what Russians do. I mean, and it's a German battleship too, right? I mean, what is this? A recreation of the Second World War here? Anyways, American battleship, the one that was sunk earlier, the Texas, providing amazing cover for MrDeaf. Look at this. Look at this American battleship. I will be your shield. I will block all the shots from the Nassau so you can get into torpedo position. Look at this. Excellent shield. Gets around, and Okhotnik in this kind of position, really scary. Look at those torpedoes go. That is 3 torpedoes, a couple more torpedoes, dead. There's Kraken, and another devastating strike. Okay. 152,000 damage. Excellent. Enemy team has only a cruiser left and 2 carriers. Take a look at the minimap, and you kind of know immediately where those 2 carriers are. They are, well, it's gonna be heading towards the north. Right about now, I think if I was the carrier, I'd be like, yeah, alright, this might be a time to start getting into another position away from that destroyer. Because, you know, you can kind of avoid the Texas. It's big and it's kind of slow, but this destroyer can chase you down. So I think that's what I would do. But, you know, it is tier 4, 5, and you can't really expect all that much, right? Anyways, Emil Betan comes out. Not really gonna do much, I guess. I mean, against Texas and an Okhotnik. And CV's probably not gonna last all that long. By the way, another thing you notice, the Okhotnik, the rear guns, they're so tightly packed together that sometimes when you see them fire, it's like the shells actually form a nice tight block. And it actually does some pretty nice damage there. Enemy dive bombers approaching the Okhotnik's position, so best to pop smoke, keep yourself safe for a little bit, and hope that they don't bomb you. Now again, low tiers don't really have manual bombing, so once you go into smoke, this is an effective strategy now. Not so good at high tiers. If the CV knows what they're doing, they can still manual drop you in smoke, but low tiers it works. You know, gets another salvo in there on the Emil. Gets his Confederate, but, well, the glory was stolen by the Texas. This could have been kill number 6. That would have been nice, but oh well. No joy there. That's okay. Pops out of smoke, and oh look, there's the enemy Hosho. The Hosho in just, yeah, this Hosho. Not in a good spot here. I think at this moment the Hosho realized he kind of screwed up, because you have an Okhotnik bearing down on you. You're in trouble, and there's no running away from him now. I mean, and if the Hosho can't run, well, I would say good luck to the Bogue. I hate the Bogue. I really hate that ship. The thing's just way too slow. I can't stand how slow it is. No manual drop means that the CV, if they're going to try to hit this destroyer, really has to go for cross drops, but yeah, I'm not really sure if that's happening or not. There you go, Okhotnik gets into range, and there's the torpedo spread of doom. Good luck! Oh, and the Hosho's engine's out, so yeah, poor thing. Got clubbed. Yep, got abused by the Okhotnik. Got abused by the long Russian sausage. Anyways, torpedoes hits home. There's another devastating strike. That's kill number 6. And then the Bogue. And the Bogue gets citadeled by HE. Excellent. Alright, let's see. There's salvo number 1. Bogue's almost dead. There's salvo number 2 for another 3,700 damage. Bogue's engine gets taken out again. And there's the finishing salvo right here. And once this salvo hits, there it is. There is kill number 7. And another citadel, by the way. So let's take a look at the final results screen. 200,284 damage, 447,000 credits, 3,971 experience. There is High Caliber, Confederate, Double Strike. There is First Blood, Kraken, and 3 devastating strikes. 17 torpedo hits in all. 7 enemy ships terminated. Just overall, very, very nice battle. 5 fires, not a lot of fires actually in this battle, but hey, when you have that many torpedo hits, it doesn't really matter. You get a ton of damage from there anyways. Base experience, 2,036, way ahead of anybody else on his team. The next top 2 people on his team added together still has less experience than him, so very good. In terms of damage done, 134,000 done by torpedoes, 53,000 done by HE. And if you look at the flooding and fire damage, it's actually quite small, which in the higher tiered battles, a little bit different. And of course, net credit income, 363,000. Very nice battle, MrDeaf. And also, this is the world record right now in terms of Okhotnik games. Anyways, folks, that pretty much wraps up today's video. Patrons, your ship review and Know Your Ship episodes are coming up. I believe it's going to be Mogami for the review and Shokaku for the Know Your Ship. So hopefully I'll get those out in the next couple of days. Aside from all that, folks, take care, have yourselves a good one, and I'll talk to all of you again soon.